الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has blessed us with Islam, who has given us Iman, who has given us everything that we have today. Today, I want to speak about the basics and some basic aqaids and beliefs that we all know, and sometimes a reminder is needed to understand who we are, where we have come from, and where we are going. And one of the most important things which is going to happen is that we are going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to give. But a time comes when we have to understand and remember life has a purpose. And the purpose of life is to understand and realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us for a purpose, and that purpose is to worship Him, to follow Him, to do everything that we can to follow each and every command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every single person knows we will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the question is, do we ever sit and think about it? Have we ever imagined how will the situation be when the time comes to be in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? There are many ahadith, there are many Quran ayahs which speak about this thing, and it can make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. It is that day on which even the prophets will be worried. the prophets will be scared. They would never have seen the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a way. And every single person will be worried. What is going to happen to me? How am I going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And this is where, over the past week, we read a hadith in the morning after Fajr Salah. This week, it has been concentrating on having that fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and being ready and knowing that for those who do not follow the commands of Allah, there is punishment. There is punishment. And the biggest way for a person to avoid this punishment is to be alert. As a Muslim, to be alert. Just a simple example. In today's hadith, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, and he gave an example. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he would always speak in a way where people could understand. And so he gives a metaphor. Now he gives an example of a traveler. Somebody who is traveling, he has a fear of, for example, he has a fear of traveling at night time. He doesn't like driving in the night. So what does he do? He prepares himself early in the morning so that he is able to take that drive early in the morning. So he doesn't have to deal with the darkness. He doesn't have to deal with any issues and problems which happen with the dark. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explained that the one who prepares for the akhirah, so this is us, we are all on this journey. So a person has a fear of driving in the dark, so he will leave early in the morning. He leaves early in the morning and he reaches his destination where he needs to go during the day as well. So he has no issues, no problem. The earlier you leave, the earlier you arrive. So in the same way, that person, because of leaving early, he missed out all the diversions and all the roadworks, and he didn't get stuck anywhere. He made it in time. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explains that all these diversions and roadworks and everything that we see, they are the same as what shaitan is to us. That shaitan is a diversion and the roadworks within our life. That shaitan is the one who's always trying to hold us back. Who says, you still have tomorrow, you still have next year, you still have 10 years ahead. Now is the time to grow the business, to do everything that we can so you are set in dunya. But there is no guarantee that we will see tomorrow. There is no guarantee that we will get that other opportunity. And this is where, as Muslims, we have to understand the importance of being alert, being in that situation and asking ourselves right there in the moment, what am I doing? What am I doing to save myself from these issues and problems? And of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forgiving, and Allah is the most merciful, and Allah changes everything and anything. A person's life can change very easily from one situation to the next. And the best way where a person can get rid of these difficulties, the best thing that a person can do, another one of the ahadith which was mentioned, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he informed the Sahaba that the angel Israfil alayhi salam, he is sitting with the trumpet at his lips, ready to, he's waiting for that command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His whole purpose of creation is just to have that trumpet on his lips. And when the time comes, when Allah commands, he will blow that trumpet. And everything will be destroyed. Destruction, complete, finished. Nothing there whatsoever. So imagine Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explaining this to the Sahaba the first time they've ever heard it. Straight away, fear came upon them. Fear came upon them that, Ya Rasulullah, what are we going to do? How are we going to save ourselves from this situation? And this same thing is going on today as well. The angel is still waiting for that command from Allah. But where is our priorities? What are we thinking of? When do we ever think that we are going to leave this dunya? When do we ever think that I have to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? These are simple basic beliefs of our deen. You go to any non-Muslim on the street, an atheist, what after? What next life? There's no such thing. But this is one of our core beliefs. This is something that we believe in. So if we're going to believe in it, we have to understand what comes with it as well. So, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he didn't just inform. When he saw the fear of the Sahaba, he didn't just stop there. He said, let me teach you some words which will help you in these difficulties. When you are anxious, when you are in difficulty, when you are in need of the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recite Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough for us. That if a person understands the power that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has and how much He can do for us, no problem, no difficulty which comes into our life will ever be a difficulty. It will never be a problem. But to understand that this was over 1400 years ago. Over 1400 years ago, when the Sahaba felt this fear. Of course, today the Sahaba are not here, but over 1400 years have passed, and that trumpet is still being waiting. It's still there, waiting to be blown. So we have to be prepared in such a way. And the way that we prepare ourselves is questioning ourselves and asking ourselves every single day, what have I done today to please my Allah? What have I done to please my Allah? What have I done to please my Allah? And if the answer is nothing, then we have to do something about it. And if the answer is something, alhamdulillah, let's improve on that. Because there are so many ways where a person can get reward. Sallallahu mentioned فَاتَّقُوا النَّارِ, that be fearful of the fire and save yourself from the fire, even if it is with half a date. Sadaqah is the thing which can relieve all stress, relieve all difficulties, troubles, any problems. There's a narration which has been mentioned about a person. So there's always the question, how much should I give? You want to give, how much should I give? So there's two examples have been given. So there's one person who has 2 coins in his pocket. There's one who he has so much. Nothing, there's never an amount to him which he can't give. So as we mentioned, that the one who has the 2 coins in his pocket, him giving 1 coin from that is going to be more valuable than whatever this person gives, because he has so much to give. It's like a drop in the ocean whenever he is taking any money in. So a person should never think that I don't have enough. How can I give? Whatever a person is able to give, we give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we give it because of the words of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that this is going to ease anything, any troubles that we have. And this is what we always have to continuously do, which is look for good deeds, look for good a'mal, which is going to ease any difficulty and any troubles and any problems. There is so many virtues, there are so many actions of sadaqah which can be done. Not everything is to do with money. Everybody is going through difficult times. So whatever you can give that. But just funny that I said money and then the money is going to orange. That wasn't planned. So the next other ways of sadaqah, we deal with people every single day. Every single day we deal with people. And meeting people with a smile on our faces is one of the greatest sadaqahs that we can do. It is a sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It brings happiness to another person. It shows that we have love for that person. Moving something which is hurtful from the path. All of these things, they are means of sadaqah. One thing as well, which I've mentioned so many times before, spending on your family is a sadaqah. Looking after your family members is a sadaqah. And doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will get us even more reward. To never think that, oh, here we go again. When we go shopping with the wife, and she's walking through Asda or whichever store, and she asks, I want to get this one. And you straight away, Brother Muhammad, no. So giving her those chances and those options. Because we always usually, we don't even have to say anything as men. It's just you make a face and automatically it goes back on the shelf. So open up your heart, and of course living to your means. This is one thing as well about our deen. Not to waste, not to put yourself in a difficult situation, putting yourself in debt, all of these things. This is against our deen. Live according to your means. So these small basic things of our deen is something which we can do, something which we can act upon. And on the day of judgment, when we stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's going to be a big pile of deeds next to you. Mountain of deeds. A mountain of deeds you'll see next to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, these are all of your good deeds. So a person, when he sees these deeds, he's going to think, Ya Allah, where did these come from? I didn't do any of these. I may have done a certain amount, but that's way too much there. Where did that come from? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reply that these are the small actions that you used to do. These are the smiles you used to give to people. These are the things that when you used to treat your family. These are the things that this is what's happened because of it. So what we always forget is our deen is more than just the ibadah that we do. Yes, there is salah. Yes, there is zakah, hajj, fasting in the month of Ramadan. All of these things. But our normal daily dealings with people, it doesn't cost anything to be a nice person. It doesn't cost anything to say a nice word. That treat each other in the way that you would like to be treated. These are the things which will benefit a person on the day of judgment. Why? Because those that we have wronged, they will come, Ya Allah, on the day of judgment. Ya Allah, in the dunya, this person, he caused me hurt. He caused me grief. He swore at me. He done this, he done that. I want my revenge. And they're all going to come and they'll take the revenge one after the other. One after the other, that so much so that all your good deeds will be done, finished. And there'll still be another queue of people. He done this to me, he done this to me, he cheated on me, he done this, he done that. What happens? That then the bad deeds will be given to that person. So these are things that are going to happen. And if we don't change the way that we are, if we don't stay alert as Muslims, if we don't think that these are things that are going to happen, if we forget that there is going to be judgment, then we will be in difficulty on that day. But if we understand that these are things that are going to happen, and of course, ask for forgiveness from people. Ask for forgiveness from people. Ask for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is the most forgiving. Allah wants to forgive. And Allah will forgive. But this is the thing that we have forgotten to ask. We want to, and we need to do more. It's never enough. We have forgotten the qualities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. And the more we put the effort, the more beneficial it will be for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the understanding to act upon these things. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.